Hello everyone and welcome to another game between Fly and Romantic. This game now taking place here on Northern Isle. Let's go straight into the action here. Let's see what is in store for us as we see Romantic opening things up with an altar of kings, barracks, and a farm. Pretty much a standard build order here. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we are looking at Happy opening up Altar of Darkness, Tomb of Relics, Crypt, Ziggurat there as well. And we are going to be going into a Lich first. Happy that went that Lich first in the previous game. If you did not see it, couldn't get the Boots of Speed, was pretty much blocked at the store from being able to get it. And we saw how important, excuse me, movement speed is in battle. Archmage finally drops a water elemental after the Null Warden gets in a purge right there. And now, while trying to clean up the remainder of this creep camp, water elemental purposely stopped engaging damage and then re-engaged after the purge went down. Archmage not at level 2 yet, gonna go after this other Murloc creep camp here straight in the center. There goes an ensnare. Footmen need to engage. And with that, the Archmage should be able to get to level 2. Northern Isle, a map that has been part of the map pool for quite some time. One of the better maps that well, it seems like a lot of other maps are compared against. Northern Isle and Concealed Hill are my two favorite maps to compare all new maps for. Northern Isle does have this close expo, and then it does have that further expo as well, so plenty of resources and tactical positions to try and take. Ice Troll gonna get taken down. Ice Troll Priest gonna get cleaned up. Lich sitting at level 2. All of these ghouls are full on hit points, and with two shops on this map, there's the marketplace, there's the Goblin Merchant shop. We'll see if the Lich is finally able to buy his items. I'm gonna go ahead and sell that. Picks up a Circlet of Nobility. Doesn't pick up Boots of Speed though, as I originally thought he would. All right. We're looking at a couple of ghouls behind here. Militia trying to clean up the Ice Troll Priest. The ghouls are going to finish up, perhaps even get the last bit of experience there for that Lich, as that Lich is currently sitting at 2.5. Archmage is sitting at level 3. He picks up a potion of replenishment, Gauntlets of Ogre's Strength. Not quite sure what items he previously had, but the Archmage is ready to go in and give in a bit of a push. All right, low hit point Footman tried to get denied, couldn't deny it there. Meanwhile, both sides are fighting through. Ghouls are going to continue to try and engage. That low hit point Ghoul gets, well, denied by a Dark Ritual. And, well, if you didn't know better, you would have thought that this game was a game of classic Dota. The Lich constantly using Dark Ritual, or the Necromancer constantly using Dark Ritual to deny experience there. All right, more damage getting lined up here as the Lich now being forced to retreat back. Low hit point Ghouls gonna go ahead and fall back here as well. Archmage, a couple of Footmen, Water Elementals going to engage here once more as the Archmage purposely uses the Cloak of Shadows to lose aggro. Nicely done once more, as Happy's Expo is up and should be able to start paying for itself if it can be defended. That if, however, is being tested as the Militia are now also trying to clear out the ghouls down to the south. Off to the north here, one Acolyte quickly getting cleaned up. Nerubian Tower now getting pressured there as the Militia need to retreat back. They know that they can't fight against these ghouls, and the Militia, their weapons are going to be, well, coming off soon. Archmage going to continue this battle again. There is a Potion of Replenishment and Cloak of Shadows used together fairly well. There's a Frost Nova to try and disrupt it, though. I would have thought just keep that Archmage's Cloak of Shadows going, get a little bit more mana, a little bit more hit points, but the Lich's Frost Nova straight up on top of that situation, making sure to not allow too much regeneration. Footman getting taken down there. Lich sitting at level 3, continuing the Dark Ritual, maybe able to get in even more damage. The Nerubian Tower, is it getting repaired? No, it is not here, as low hit point Footman trying to retreat back. Archmage not dropping another Water Elemental yet. It isn't on cooldown, but he wants to drop it in the right spot. That is going to be the key point. Dropping those dropping those water elementals in the right position. All right, more damage coming back across here. We're going to be looking at the Nerubian Tower taking quite a bit of damage. It's going to fall down to 29 hit points. It is being doubly repaired, but it may not be enough as it still ends up falling. Archmage going to continue some more attacks here. Lich now down to 120 hit points. Archmage may turn back around and drop a water elemental, try to cover his retreat sort of thing, and well, perhaps clean up a ghoul in the process. 1 or 2 more shots are going to be needed. Archmage trying to get up, but actually getting body blocked by his own water elemental, and there you see the ghoul get taken down. Archmage actually get some experience for that one as we are still fighting our way through. Water elementals need to continue to put pressure in onto the actual base here. Otherwise, the Acolyte's going to be able to start mining. There goes another Ziggurat there as the Archmage is still sitting at 216 hit points, still in danger as a couple of skeletal minions are just constantly getting cleaned up. A lot of resources are being lost for Happy, constantly trying to cancel buildings that are being built here as the Archmage is going to perhaps come back around. Waterman's going to turn here, try and engage against some low hit point ghouls, but that water elemental also in trouble of falling as well. Romantics Expo looks like it will be up and operational in no time. He's going to try and retreat back across here. We are sitting at tier 1. No arcane vault. No, excuse me, take it back. Arcane vault at the outskirts of town. And well, you know, human players, when they are able to save those units and keep them alive and well, 100 hit points or 100 gold, able to get back all of these lost hit points and make them fresh for combat. Now, one arcane tower here. Water elemental going to perhaps try and put in pressure to defend here. The peasants trying to jump in and out here. Footman going to try and engage. There's a little bit of damage once more. Big Frost Nova there as the water elemental and arcane tower trying to clean up some of these, some of this location. There goes Footman, low hit point Footman getting picked off by the arcane tower. Meanwhile, more damage still getting absorbed by that Archmage. Archmage opting to stand still for a second to kill off a couple of skeletal minions and some ghouls. Low hit point ghoul is going to retreat back. We are 8 minutes into this game. Both sides have expos. Both sides sitting at level 3 on their primary hero. And now both sides teching to tier 2. Graveyard Crypt getting added in once more. No blacksmith yet at this expo as the ghouls will try and test things, but may not want to stick around for very long. Another arcane tower out across here, about halfway done upgrading, but the ghouls may be able to get there pretty quickly. Archmage sitting at level 4 now. Goblin Shredder, both sides going to exchange some blows. Archmage going up against the Lich. Let's see how much damage can really be done. There's a Frost Nova onto that creep right there, ensuring the last hit as the Goblin Shredder now dropping there. The Furbolg Tracker casting slow across multiple units. Goblin Shredder, however, I'm going to clean up that tracker even with that +5 armor from that inner fire. Ring of Regeneration, Scroll of Regeneration. Archmage going to be regenerating some hit points nicely. The Flesh Eater unable to get some damage to disrupt. PJ Nom Nom, good to see you. Thanks everyone for tuning in. And I guess this is as good of time as any. If you do have an Amazon Prime subscription, please consider using it. Not necessarily on my channel, but any channel that you regularly enjoy content. Definitely does help out, and it's using something you already, or maybe in some cases, something your parents already pay for. All right. Footman going to engage across here. Metaphysics, sorry about the replays that you chose. Nothing I could do there, but at least I quickly figured out that the replays were bugged because the workers just wouldn't move. Coming back around, ghouls going up against the Footman here. Footman getting cleaned up. Meanwhile, back in the base, Sorrel Town Portal trying to retreat back out. Gargoyles had stopped the retreat there. We are looking at, Goblin Shredder down to 28 hit points, and he somehow still stays alive. The ghouls could have tried to shred that up as well. Archmage does have a bit of damage. Mountain King also going to come back out. Perhaps we could see a Stormbolt on the second one there. Are we going to see that ghoul get taken out? Yes. And, poor ghoul most likely going to get taken out as well. One more shot needed, and that will get the job done. I'm not sure when it was. Yeah, I don't know. I was out of, well, I was not home for a good week, so I don't know when the patch was. Not your fault. This company is just, yeah. Stormbolt, Mountain King cleaning up the Tuskar and Ogre Magi creep camp. That 544 creep camp will give level 2 to that Mountain King. Meanwhile, Archmage looking to, well, somehow come out ahead here. As you can see, only a couple of gargoyles here. Water Elemental may be able to finish off a gargoyle. No, gargoyle purposely backs away and now going after a little bit of damage elsewhere. We're going to see some damage getting absorbed by that Death Knight. Death Knight does pick up a Ring of the Arch Magi, but that Death Knight now dangerously low, down to 88 hit points as he's trying to retreat back here. All right, the creeps, who are they going to try and engage against? Skeletal Minion quickly gets cleaned up. Death Knight off to the side. He could easily get healed back up. Meanwhile, where was that gargoyle? There's that gargoyle there. Mountain King going after the Tuskar Sorcerer and that Tuskar Tracker as well, as Water Elementals are there. There's a quick Stormbolt. Archmage is going to be able to finish the job. One more Fireball will do it, and yes, he does get taken down. Death Knight sitting at level 1. There's level 2. Frost Nova for the steal. Death Coil kills another footman there. Beautiful, beautiful steal of experience with the Liches. Frost Nova ensuring the last hit on that creep, giving level 2 to the Death Knight and opening up Unholy Aura. This Tuskar Trapper, a little bit left here. We're going to look at a bit of Scroll of Regeneration, but falling back once more. Both sides still sitting up on 2 bases. Our upgrades, well, 1-0 upgrades there. We're looking at the Tuskar Trapper, or the Furbolg Tracker, excuse me, finally getting cleaned up, and it is going to be a Pendant of Energy. Mountain King with a Ring of Regeneration Pendant of Energy. We can see that a Dark Ranger has been added as that 3rd and final hero. Meanwhile, no Paladin as of... Nope, take it back. Paladin already out on the battlefield and making its way off to the north. Sentry wards could get placed down here. Mountain King wants to get to level 3. Archmage going to pick up those sentry wards, and, well, this is one of those situations where if the Mountain King and the Archmage both level up, suddenly, well, this game is completely wide open for Romantic with a level 3 Mountain King and a level 5 Archmage pulling the things together. Apparently, it was going live 6-4. Okay. All right, well, at least that means we have a week of replays to try and go through now, or nearly a week of replays. Yep. Shaman gonna get cleaned up here. Mountain King up to level 3. Archmage gonna be just shy of level 5 here. Rifleman joining in on the fight as well. Death Knight at level 2. Lich is at level 4. We see meat wagons with, well, with corpses in the belly here. Perhaps are we going to see some Temple of the Damned? Yes, Necromancers could be joining in on the battle. Archmage gets up to level 5. Is the Paladin going to get to level 2? No, he's going to be just a little bit shy, as we're going to perhaps unlock level 3 on the Death Knight. Meat Wagon, well, there's a couple of corpses being laid down as well, and here we are, here we go. Meat Wagon's going to be able to lob and break down this front door pretty quickly. Dual Arcane Tower is not going to do very much. Level 2 now on the Dark Ranger, and where's the Scroll of Town Portal? Going to land off to the side here as we are looking at a couple of ghouls getting taken down. Paladin gets up to level 2, hasn't picked an ability as of yet. Both sides still fighting as the, well, it looks like it is going to be Devotion Order to try to keep this army alive. Low hit point units, mortar teams are in the battle as well. We are seeing some damage. A big thunderclap across that front line. Level 2 thunderclap slowing down all of those frenzied ghouls here. All right, more damage coming back. Still, again, more units taking down. Goblin Shredder joining in on the battle here, but we can see all of these skeletal mages actually dealing quite a bit of piercing damage against that Goblin Shredder, who doesn't have that much armor and now needs to retreat back out. All right, minions versus minions. Paladin falls at level 2. Didn't have the, well, that divine shield that I expected he would have had it, as we are looking at water elementals who could just easily be splashed down, giving now level 5 to that Lich. Level 5 Lich, level 3 Frost Nova, big Frost Nova right across the front there. Stormbolt onto the Dark Ranger, but a Death Coil follow-up in time to keep everything alive again. More mortar teams are still lobbing attacks there. They need to lob them onto the Necromancers. As you can see, more and more of those skeletal minions are popping up, but does Priest with the spell magic also doing a good job keeping those units down. Mountain King now up to level 4. Stormbolt onto the Lich. Lich could be in a little bit of trouble. No, Death Knight nearby with the Death Coil, gonna go ahead and come across with the save. Paladin does need to get resurrected. Meanwhile, Mountain King in a little bit of trouble. Level 3 now on the Dark Ranger. Units are needing to fall back here. No Arcane Vault. 45 supply compared to 72. Happy looks like he can just pretty much A-move with this army and finish off this expo and pretty much take this game. Romantic sitting on 1,000 gold, now down to 200, trying to spend that gold for to come away with a victory here. Paladin resurrection a little bit slow. We're looking at more riflemen joining in on the fight here. This is still a very big uphill battle to climb for Romantic. Staff of Sanctuary saving one unit temporarily. We're looking at the meat wagons still lobbing attacks here as the priest, as the Goblin Shredder needs to be a little bit careful. Meanwhile, Mountain King, can he perhaps get a Stormbolt on a big attack anywhere to stop this incoming onslaught? Paladin is online. In comes, a 200 hit point heal, but we're still now looking at a level 4 Death Knight. Mountain King trying to test the waters against all of these obsidian statues. There's a Stormbolt onto the Lich. Are we going to see a Thunderclap as well? There's a Thunderclap. Does deal a good amount of damage, but that Lich is still nearly full on hit points with no sign of falling. Archmage is level 3 Brilliant Aura. That's the reason why the Mountain King seems to have a little bit more mana than normal, as the Paladin needs to find a way to get in a little bit of damage here. Alright, we're looking at more pressure once again. These Skeletal Mages, 12 to 14 piercing damage, really chipping away at the hit points. Paladin's Holy Light nearly not enough, as the Dark Ranger ends up surviving again. The Thunderclap was a little bit late there, and with that, the Dark Ranger was able to get away. Death Coil finds the Mountain King, and that most likely will be the game. Mountain King falls at level 4. This base is most likely going to fall next. Adding in a couple of meat wagons ensures that undead can actually take down buildings, while also providing corpses for those necromancers. Just a really well done there. Paladin not getting the level 3, a very big deal, not having access to that 400 hit point heal. And once that Lich had level 3 Frost Nova, those spells were going to chip away at those low hit point casters. Let me know what you guys thought about the game in the comments below.